Welcome back to Capitol Square. It will be certainly a historic day in Ohio tomorrow if the state controlling board does what it's expected to, and that's approve Medicaid expansion for over 250,000 Ohioans. But it's a process that frankly has many conservatives very angry. Joe Hallett from the Columbus Dispatch is here to take us through all of this. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Jim.
All right, let's start. How do we interpret the fact that Governor John Kasich could not get Medicaid expansion through his Republican legislature?
Well, I think he has very conservative caucuses in both bodies, and they're kind of Tea Party influenced. I've always submitted that they're probably more conservative than the state as a whole, but they have a natural resistance to Obamacare, and they have a resistance to spending, particularly on social programs. So when they see $13 billion promised over 7 years from the federal government, Governor Kasich says, that's our money coming back to us. The Republican caucus said, no, that's new money. And we already have this tremendous deficit. We can't afford any more federal spending.
All right, so he turns to this controlling board. What is it, and who are they?
Well, it's a 7-member body. There are 6 lawmakers on it. 4 of them are Republicans and 2 of them are Democrats. One of them is a gubernatorial appointee, Randy Cole, who's in the budget office. And their role is to look at line items in the budget, come before this controlling board, before the money is actually released. They have to approve it. And what they do is make sure that it's being spent on the intended purposes. So they'll bring in department heads and grill them about, okay, we've allocated this money. How are you going to spend it? Is it going to be spent the way the legislature wanted it to be spent?
All right, so these conservatives, they've sent, a lot of them, conservatives in the House, have sent a letter to the governor saying we don't think this is a good idea. The Buckeye Institute on Friday released its report, the conservative Buckeye Institute, saying we think this could generate a lawsuit. I mean, is it likely that Medicaid expansion in Ohio will be litigated?
I don't know if it's likely, but it certainly is possible. There are groups on the right that have threatened to sue. We actually had 39 members of the House Republican caucus so far, including Speaker Batchelder, although I don't know if he'll stay with this group, threatening to sue and signing a letter saying they're against Medicaid expansion. So this is really pretty remarkable when members of one party threaten to sue their own governor.
It's amazing. I mean, I think some would look at this controlling board almost like a mini legislature within the legislature to have that much power. And what I find the irony of this is that the governor is going to rely on all of the Democrats on this controlling board and his appointee plus 1 Republican, very similar to the debt ceiling deal we saw in Washington, where the speaker there relied on all the Democrats and a handful of Republicans.
Right, and the governor will get the Democrats on board for this, and he'll get his own appointee, Randy Cole, on board. So he needs to pick off 1 more Republican on the controlling board. The likely prospect for that is Senator Chris Widener of Springfield. He is term limited. He doesn't have to face voters again, and the speculation is that he'll provide the 4th vote that Kasich needs.
And the backup, sort of the safety net, I guess, for supporters of Medicaid expansion is that the ballot initiative continues. The effort to perhaps get this on the ballot, if worst case scenario for them, that is going to continue until they see how the court works out.
Yeah, hospital groups and others are continuing to collect signatures for that ballot initiative. They probably won't need it if the controlling board approves this tomorrow.
Joe Hallett, as always, good to see you.
Thank
you so much. All right, when we come back, our strategists Dale Butlin and Bob Clegg, you see them right there. They're ready to debate the top political headlines of the week when we come back.